Today I'm going to show you how we check your oil, know if it needs changed on the golf cart. Today we're going to do some golf cart maintenance that could save you a lot of money and time, and that is how to correctly check your oil, how to change it if needed. And today we're going to show you how to do that. This would be on a Yamaha gas engine golf cart. Okay, the tools we need to use just to check it will be just a rag. Now I have the service manuals on the vehicles I work on. You won't need that. But so if we're going to get in and actually add oil, we need what they recommend, a 10 weight 30 oil, SAE 10 weight 30. And if we're changing the oil, we're going to need a 17 millimeter wrench. And last, but far from least, is changing the oil, is capturing the old oil. And a lot of people say, I'm not going to change it. Oh my God, what would I do with the old oil? Very simple. The golf cart only uses a quart or less. And then you take the old oil, a quart or less, down to any auto store that sells oil, and they take it from you and they dispose of it properly. To collect the oil, you can use one of these throwaway type tin pans, anything that'll hold a quart. This is more than enough here, wide enough at top. Just to show you, I use a larger item here because I changed my own oil on a few vehicles. Take the lid off, catches it here, runs in, put the cap on, wipe it down, stand it up. When this gets full, I take it down to the auto store. AutoZone, Riley's, any of them. Advanced Auto, okay. So that's it. Okay, first off, you put your seat up. If it doesn't stand up on its own with you haven't had an actuator, you could tie something from here to here or take the seat totally off. It's not a big deal. The oil plug, look for the air cleaner here. Here's where you fill the oil in. That cap comes off with your fingers, and here's where you check it. So first we're going to show you how to check oil. You pull it up, you would wipe it off and put it back. I'm one-handed. But if you look, let me see if I get good lighting on this. You'll see my oil is golden. And if I turn this over to these marks, let me see, there we go. Min and max, it's full. Now, between the max and the min is a half a quart. So what you don't want to do is overflow this, and I'll post a copy of the page that pertains here shortly. But this is golden color. It does not need change. So technically, I'm not changing it today. I will put it back in, push it down. Here's the fill. If you need to add oil, right here next to the belt, you'll find it. You unscrew it. And if you could pour it out of the quart container, you don't need a funnel. If you need a funnel, I'll grab one of those too. So I'll put that back in. All right. Very good. Now, let me talk about oil for a second for you. What makes oil age is not time. So then anyone putting in there that, oh, we have our oil changed every year. What a waste of money if it's golden. This oil here is a good year and a half, and there's nothing wrong with it. I do know this. I'm an aerospace engineer, retired. I worked on the SR-71 jet engine, fastest plane in the world. F-15, F-16s. I rebuilt car engines, truck engines, boat engines. Oil has sat in the ground for thousands of years. It is not perishable. But when it runs through engines, the heat, the temperature, and friction break it down. It picks up carbon and turns black. And that's when it gets to the point we need to change it, or should change it. So first thing you do is check your oil. Is it at the right level? This card is. And is it golden in color? This card is. You don't need to do anything. Right there, you save some money and a lot of time. All right, now let's say it is black, and you're saying it's time to change it. It's been a few years, depending on how much you drive your cart. So we're going to get underneath from the driver's side where I'm standing now, and I'm going to show you where the one bolt, or not, I should say, you take off for draining it. Okay, next step. Okay, as I come under the driver's side, when I get up here, this is the big black, I call it horseshoe frame, and, excuse me, and you get there, right there by the pulley, is the one and only 17 millimeter nutter bolt there. I call it bolt, yeah, it's bolt, there. And that's the one. You take that out, and when it gets to where you unscrew it with your hand, you move your metal catch-all, your tray, underneath it to catch the oil. There's nothing on either side there. There's that little one there that's bolting the gearbox there, or the bottom of the engine, the oil pan there. And that right there is the 17 millimeter one. So you take that out, it'll drain into your foil pan, and it's about in the middle of the cart there. And then if you want it to drain a little quicker, you loosen up the cap on top where you pour the oil in, so get some air in there, but let it drain completely. All right. Now, once it drains completely, you put the bolt back in and snug it down. And just so you get another look from up top here, right down there, the pulley, let me see, I'm going to try to zoom in. There you can see, when you come up, bring out your pan of oil. Let's pretend here, because I have good oil and I hate to throw it out. Bring your pan of oil out. You could bend this, and we're going to show you in a moment where you could store it. Hopefully you have an old milk jug or a juice container, but that's not a big deal if you don't. Now, with this cap, you may or may not need a funnel. If you turn the oil container, it's a little rectangular shape on its side, it's easier to pour in here. If you don't feel good at that, use a funnel, and then afterwards just tighten it down. But it says it'll take 1 quart, and it probably would just fine. But just in case it didn't all drain out, I'd pour the quart you bought all in it except for maybe a 1/2 inch at the bottom. Put this in, let it sit, then come back, pull the stick out, wipe it off, measure it again, pull it out, and then measure it again, and then see where the reading is. And I'll put a slide here now that you can look at. Okay, now with the old dirty oil, you could just bend it in a little bit, take the cap off here, put your funnel in this empty bottle, and pour it back in. Seal the cap, and then drop it, take it to your auto store, and they'll take it from you, no cost. All right, that's it, very good. Now, you want to check the level before you take it out on the golf cart. Look below it, be sure you didn't have any drips. And I'd be shocked if you did, because I'm sure you hung that up, and you're ready to go back on the road. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.